He thought he owned a business. Until it owned him at 25, Ethan thought he had made it. He quit his job, emptied his savings. He opened a small digital marketing agency from his apartment. In his mind, this was freedom. No boss, no clock. Money was coming in while he slept, control over his time. He imagined working a few focused hours a day, landing clients online, traveling with his laptop, answering emails from cafes, finally living life on his own terms. But reality hit fast. Ethan didn't build freedom. He built a trap. Every client call came to his phone. Every strategy depended on his brain. Every proposal, revision, and emergency landed on his shoulders. Clients didn't care if it was midnight. Algorithms didn't care if he was tired. Deadlines didn't care if he was sick. If Ethan stopped working for one day, everything stopped. No emails sent, no campaigns optimized, no money coming in. One night at 2:17 a.m., exhausted, staring at his laptop with red eyes and cold coffee, he said something that changed everything. "I don't own a business. I own the most stressful job I've ever had." And that moment right there is where most entrepreneurs break. Some quit, some burn out, some stay trapped for decades. But that realization is also where transformation begins. Here's a hard truth most people never hear. Being good at something does not mean you know how to build a business around it. Most businesses are started by technicians, including designers, coders, bakers, barbers, freelancers, and consultants. They don't build businesses. They sell their time inside a structure that depends on them. If they work, money comes in. If they stop, income stops. Michael Gerber, author of The E-Myth Revisited, said it best: most people don't build businesses. They build jobs they can't escape from. That's why over 90% of small businesses fail. Most owners burn out mentally and physically. Growth feels overwhelming instead of exciting. Freedom never actually arrives, not because they're lazy, not because they're stupid, not because they didn't hustle enough, but because they never escape the technician role. Every entrepreneur has 3 identities inside them, whether they realize it or not. Number 1, the technician. This is the one who gets things done. They design, print, code, cook, edit, sell. This is where everyone starts. The technician feels productive, busy, important. Ethan lived here. He worked nonstop, solved every problem himself. Clients praised him personally, but behind the praise was a trap. The business couldn't survive without him. He felt needed but imprisoned. Number 2, the manager. This is the organizer. They create structure, track money, build schedules, enforce rules, create consistency. Most owners never develop this role because systems feel boring. Structure feels restrictive. Process feels slow. They think systems kill creativity. In reality, systems protect creativity. Without the manager, chaos grows silently until it explodes. Number 3, the entrepreneur. This is the visionary. They ask, where is this business going? How does it run without me? How does this scale? How does this become predictable? This role doesn't work in the business. It designs the machine. And here's the truth most people avoid. If you don't grow into the manager and entrepreneur, your business will always own you. Real-world proof, this is how wealth is built. This isn't theory. This is how real empires are built. Jeff Bezos once said, "Good intentions don't work. Mechanisms do." Amazon doesn't rely on hero employees. It relies on systems so precise that workers can be replaced instantly without slowing operations. Ray Kroc, the man behind McDonald's, said, "You're not in the restaurant business. You're in the systems business." McDonald's doesn't win because of burgers. It wins because anyone can step in and execute perfectly. Warren Buffett says, "I only invest in businesses that can run without the founder, because if the owner must show up daily, it's not a business. It's a job with risk." Why growth breaks most businesses? Let's go back to Ethan. He wanted more clients, more revenue, more freedom. But growth made things worse. More clients meant more calls, more pressure, more responsibility, more dependence on him. Why? Because everything lived inside his head. No documented processes, no training systems, no repeatable workflows. Growth didn't create success, it exposed weakness. That's why many businesses don't fail early. They fail when they start growing. The most powerful shift: think like a franchise. Here's the idea that saved Ethan and millions of owners. Build your business like a franchise, even if you never franchise it. Franchise thinking means Clear steps, clear rules, clear training, predictable results. Not perfection, duplication. McDonald's doesn't hire geniuses. It hires ordinary people and gives them elite systems. That's leverage. 3 stages of business growth. Every business goes through these phases. Stage 1, dependence. The owner is the business. No systems, no delegation, no freedom. This is where burnout lives. Stage 2, transition. The hardest stage. Hiring begins. Mistakes happen. Control feels terrifying. Most people quit here. Stage 3, independence. The business runs without you. Systems, managers, automation, predictability. This is freedom. 7 pillars of a business that runs without you. Let's break this down clearly. 1. Systems for everything. If it's not written, it doesn't exist. You need systems for sales, marketing, customer service, operations, money, and quality control. 2. SOPs. Standard operating procedures. Step-by-step instructions, not vague ideas. Clear actions. This removes confusion, dependence, and constant questions. 3. Delegation without ego. Growth dies when owners say, I can do it better. Delegate tasks, supervise systems. 4. Build roles, not helpers. Helpers follow you, teams follow systems. Clear roles, admin, sales, operations, finance, marketing. 5. Automated money flow. Invoices, payments, payroll, tracking. If money depends on your presence, you're trapped. 6. A brand that works without you. A strong brand creates trust before you show up. Brand equals consistency plus promise plus identity. 7. Build it to be sellable, even if you never sell. Sellable businesses have systems, predictable revenue, trained teams, clear operations. Ethan did one thing differently. He stopped working in the business and started working on it. He documented everything. Hired one assistant, then another, then a manager. 6 months later, he took a full week off. The business didn't collapse. It grew. That's the moment he understood. I didn't build a job. I built a machine. But here's what most people don't realize. Building systems doesn't mean you disappear overnight. It means you slowly remove yourself from the choke points. Ethan didn't wake up one morning magically free. He started by asking one uncomfortable question. What breaks if I'm not here? The answer was, everything. So he tackled it one piece at a time. First, he recorded how he onboarded clients. Every email, every question. Every step he repeated again and again. Then he documented how campaigns were built. What tools were used? What decisions mattered? What didn't? Next, he standardized reporting. Clients didn't need Ethan. They needed clarity. Once the work was no longer trapped in his head, something powerful happened. Other people could finally help. And here's the lesson most entrepreneurs miss. You don't hire people to save time. You hire people to remove dependency. At first, it felt slower. People made mistakes. Things weren't perfect. But perfection was never the goal. Freedom was. Over time, Ethan noticed something strange. The business started improving without him touching it. Team members suggested optimizations. Processes became cleaner. Clients were happier. Not because Ethan worked harder, but because the experience became consistent. That's when Ethan understood a brutal truth. Hard work builds income. Systems build leverage. Most people stay trapped because hustle feels heroic. Systems feel invisible. But invisible things scale. That's why the richest founders don't brag about how hard they work. They brag about what no longer needs them. This is also why many people say, I tried hiring, it didn't work. What they really mean is, I hired people without building systems. People don't replace chaos, systems do. Employees only amplify what already exists. If the business is messy, they make it messier. If the business is structured, they multiply results. Ethan didn't escape because he worked more. He escaped because he accepted one uncomfortable idea. If the business can't run without you, it's not an asset, it's a liability. And that realization changes how you build forever. You stop asking, how much can I do today? Start asking, how much can this run without me tomorrow? That shift right there is the difference between owners who burn out and owners who build freedom. If your business needs you every day, you don't own it. It owns you. Real freedom comes from design, not hustle. Design the systems. Design the structure. Design the future, because a real business grows even when you're not there. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns on building real wealth, real businesses, and real freedom without fake gurus or hype.